The afternoon sun burned across the small Arizona repair shop as Ethan wiped his hands on a grease-stained rag. The day had been long, filled with broken engines and customers who could barely afford repairs. Ethan understood them. He had lived most of his life on the edge, taking care of his little sister Lily ever since their parents passed away. Money was tight, but kindness was free, and he gave as much as he could. A black luxury SUV rolled into the dusty lot, its shine so bright it looked almost out of place. Ethan straightened his shirt, suddenly aware of the oil streaks across it. The driver stepped out, adjusting her sunglasses as she surveyed the surroundings. She was elegant, powerful, and clearly wealthy, the kind of woman who had never set foot in a place like this. But Ethan wasn't looking at her. His eyes shifted to the back seat, where a young girl sat, maybe 9 years old, her legs wrapped in braces. She looked fragile but alert, studying him with wide, curious eyes. The woman approached him hesitantly, as if unsure whether this was a mistake. "Are you Ethan?" she asked softly. He nodded. "Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?" "My daughter, her wheelchair lift stopped working halfway. The dealership said the part would take a week." Her voice cracked with frustration. "We're traveling, and she has physical therapy tomorrow. They suggested your shop." Ethan turned toward the girl. "Hi there. I'm Ethan. What's your name?" "Arya," she whispered shyly. "Well, Arya, let's get you moving again." Her mother watched, tense and guarded. She had the posture of someone used to control, used to protecting what mattered. Ethan could see the exhaustion under her polished exterior. "Do you mind if I take a look at the lift?" he asked. She hesitated, then nodded. "Please. Whatever it costs, I'll pay." Ethan smiled. "First, let me see what's wrong. We'll talk about the rest after." He opened the rear compartment and examined the mechanism. To his surprise, it wasn't a major issue, just a loose internal connector and a failing circuit relay. Fixable in under an hour. Arya watched him with fascination, her eyes lighting up when he explained each step. Most kids lost interest quickly, but she was different, sharp, engaged, full of questions. When her mother stepped away to answer a work call, Ethan knelt beside Arya. "Does it hurt? Your legs?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "Not really. It's just slow. And sometimes people treat me like I'm breakable." Ethan smiled and tapped her nose playfully. "You don't look breakable to me." She grinned, and for a moment, the world around them softened. When he finished the repair, Ethan tested the lift. It worked smoother than before, rising and lowering with quiet precision. Arya clapped. "You fixed it. You're like a magician." Her mother rushed back. When she saw the lift working perfectly, she froze. Relief flooded her face but quickly shifted into worry. "How much do I owe you?" she asked, pulling out a sleek black credit card. Ethan shook his head. "Nothing." She blinked. "Nothing. No, that's not." "Ethan, I can pay. I should pay." He shrugged. "It wasn't a big fix. And your daughter deserves to get to therapy on time." Her polished facade cracked, and emotion flickered through her eyes. "You don't understand. People charge me triple when they see money. They think wealth means I won't feel it." Ethan smiled gently. "Maybe you just needed someone who doesn't care about money." For a moment, she looked at him as if seeing him for the first time. "My name is Isabella," she said quietly. "And, thank you." Before he could respond, Arya tugged her mother's sleeve. "Mom, he should come with us. To drop me off. He's nice." Isabella laughed despite herself. "Sweetheart, he has work." Ethan grinned. "Maybe next time." They left, but the encounter lingered in his mind long after the dust settled. Something about Arya's bright spirit and Isabella's hidden vulnerability stayed with him. 3 days later, as Ethan closed the shop, the same SUV returned. He walked out, surprised. "Arya, Isabella, everything okay?" Isabella stepped forward, holding back tears. "No, everything is not okay. The wheelchair lift stopped again. I took it to a dealership in Phoenix. They said the entire system needs replacement, almost $10,000. Ethan frowned. "Let me see." He inspected the vehicle and immediately saw what the dealership had missed. The control board had a manufacturing defect. The part didn't need replacing, it needed rebuilding. Something he could do with time and precision, and something most shops wouldn't bother with. "This is fixable," he said confidently. Isabella stared at him, stunned. "Are you sure?" Ethan nodded. "But it'll take a few hours." She exhaled shakily. Whatever it takes. As he worked, Isabella paced restlessly. At one point she asked, Ethan, why are you helping us? Really? He paused, then answered honestly. Because I know what it's like to feel helpless. I know what it's like when the world doesn't care. Her eyes softened. You're different from people I'm used to. And you're different from what I expected, he admitted. They exchanged a quiet, warm glance. By evening, the lift worked better than it ever had. Arya tested it, squealing with joy as it moved effortlessly. Ethan, you're a hero. She cheered. He laughed. Just doing my job. Isabella stepped closer, her voice trembling. How much do I owe you? He hesitated, then spoke gently. Still nothing. Her breath caught. Please don't do this. I have to repay you. Ethan shook his head. You already did. She frowned. How? Your daughter reminded me that kindness matters. That's worth more than money. Isabella covered her mouth as tears streamed down her cheeks. She wasn't the powerful billionaire everyone saw. She was a mother terrified of failing her child. Ethan had given her something money couldn't buy. Weeks passed, and life went back to its routine, until a glossy black limousine rolled into Ethan's shop. He nearly dropped his wrench. Isabella stepped out in a tailored suit, accompanied by security guards. Arya waved excitedly from the back. Ethan approached slowly. Everything okay? Isabella smiled. More than okay. I wanted to tell you something. He waited, unsure. I own Horizon Mobility Technologies, she said softly. We build customized equipment for disabled children. And, I want you to work for us. Ethan blinked. Me? You have something money can't buy, heart. Skill. Integrity. I need someone like you. Name your salary. We'll relocate you, provide housing, medical support for your sister, anything. Ethan felt his chest tighten. This wasn't just a job. It was a life-changing opportunity. Arya rolled down the window. Say yes, please. He laughed. How can I say no to that? Isabella's eyes shined with gratitude and something else, respect, admiration, maybe even the beginning of something deeper. Ethan accepted the offer, and his life transformed overnight. He moved into a new city, got a stable income, and finally provided Lily with the medical care she deserved. But the biggest change came quietly. One evening, after a long day at the company, Isabella approached him with Arya by her side. I wanted to tell you, she said softly, you didn't just fix a machine. You fixed a part of my life I didn't realize was broken. Ethan swallowed, touched. And you, she continued, gave my daughter something priceless. Hope. Arya hugged him tightly, and Isabella smiled through tears. In that moment, Ethan realized something powerful. Sometimes a miracle wasn't magic. Sometimes it was a poor mechanic with a kind heart, showing a billionaire that compassion could change the world. And for the first time in a long time, he felt like he truly belonged somewhere.